Welcome to the Voices of the Elders podcast. During this episode, Eartha talks to her identical twin sister Hannah and dear sister Petra. This discussion and conversation focuses deeply on the heart, forgiveness and compassion, sharing the wisdom of Hannah and Petra's work with the Magdalena and Yeshua, Christ consciousness, divine union within and without, and dear Petra's work with Hawaiian medicine and Ho'oponopono. It's a deep discussion and a powerful conversation, bringing the path of the heart, especially for our future generations. Enjoy.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Voices of the Elders podcast, Mending the Soul of the Village. I'm Eartha Love, and I feel so grateful today that I have two sisters on this podcast. And obviously, all of you who've watched the previous podcast will know that Hannah Graceful Dawn is my identical twin sister. But today we've invited on a really beautiful sister that I met recently, Petra Kahanola, and I will get her to pronounce and explain her name in a moment. But feeling really blessed that she's joined us here on this podcast for all of you who are listening, not just the younger generation, but any of you who want to hear the wisdom of the elders, and for those of us who are moving into the elder threshold, and what we offer as our legacy of words in this moment to everyone, but to the younger generations and for the next 7 generations beyond, so that you have this online platform to listen to as we evolve and grow together and heal together. So as usual, I'm going to start with a prayer. So for everyone listening to join us in just closing our eyes and just taking a moment to breathe, breathing deeply into the belly and just allowing your awareness to settle with that breath back home to your own self, letting go of all of the busyness and the doing and the creating, birthing, carrying that we're doing, and just allowing it to surrender just for the next little bit of time, so that you can fully receive the words of these women that are here in service, with our voices coming from our hearts. Our prayer to all you sacred ones that are with us is to speak the words of our hearts so that we can be of service to our future generations, so that we can leave the legacy of our own unique way, our own unique vibration as women, for the earth, for Pachamama, Mother Earth, and for all of the younger sisters coming after us, for our human family, including the brothers. Our prayer is one of gratitude for all of you that are listening, and asking for our words to reach your heart so that you can feel held in this little village of the three of us for this next little bit of time. Aho. Aho. Just going to offer Petra if she wants to add anything.
Yes, I call forth also, in other words, the highest forces. And I've got a deep connection to Hawaii. There you would pray or chant the Eho Mai. And Eho Mai means, please give us the hidden knowledge gift us with the hidden knowledge, ehomai, 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 so that we can see ehomai.
Thank you, love. And Hannah?
Thank you. I just want to bring in the prayer of the holding that is being required at this time on earth, that we are able to come together and trust ourselves in this great field of love that is being brought forth, especially through the women that have lived a colourful life and had lots of learning now, to be able to start realizing the rootedness of themselves in this world and to offer themselves as the great mother trees to this blossoming generation that is coming up with love in their hearts, to meet the world with the newness of their inspiration, that we can be that longing and that holding and that reflection for them, that the world is ready for them, that they are wanted, that they are needed, and that we are grateful to be where we are, to be able to give back. Really praying for this work to be seen and heard in the world. Blessed be.
Thank you. So, welcome, Petra. I'm really grateful that you're here. And I just want to tell everyone who's about to listen to this beautiful woman and her wisdom is that the reason why I wanted her to come on here is because she interviewed me for her podcast, which is for the Magdalena. I won't go into that. I'm going to let Petra speak to that Hannah, especially Hannah, works with, and I work with in a slightly different way. And it just led me to feel her heart and her deep femininity, and her artwork is incredible. And she works with the Sisters of the Roses, the Magdalena. Ho'oponopono was as soon as she said she worked with Ho'oponopono, I was there, because that's something that I feel is needed to be spoken to for the future generations, the power of that. So I'll let her speak to that as well. And also the incredible work from Hawaii that I can feel within her. So I'm just going to let you introduce yourself, Petra, and you could say your name, your second name, your beautiful second name, and anything that you want to share about yourself, so that the viewers can get to know who you are and what your work is.
Thank you both to be here with you. I'm really excited. And so many blessings from Light Island Reichenau, south of Germany, to you all. And the name I carry is Petra Kahanola. Kahanola means Petra, means the rock, yeah? And Kahanola means breath of life. Aloha means also breath of life and also unconditional love. That means when we meet on Hawaii, we say aloha, we say, blessed are you, I'm happy to see you full of life, yeah, full of breath, with the breath of life. And you would never pass a person on the street without saying aloha. So that's a different energy than in Europe. And you can feel the unconditional love and the smooth swinging there. So, and I was blessed to get a training on Ho'oponopono and Ho'oponopono Lomi Lomi from a special family tradition, Ohana Alapai from island Kauai. And they connected the forgiveness with with the Hawaiian massage, and that means that on all levels, on spiritual, on heart level, emotional level, and also in the physical level, the body cell get the low energies get extracted. Yeah, you pour them out and fill them with love, light, and trust. And so it's like a rebirth, a reset, and it's about forgiveness of the feminine and the masculine aspects, persons, this lifetime, from heritage, ancestors, past lifetimes of the collective. And so this is really deeply needed here because we live in another culture. We grew up in another way than the Hawaiian people or the Chinese or the New Zealanders, and so we are influenced by church and world wars, yeah, and that's not too long ago. So we got this information through our ancestors, through our parents, and it has to be released and transformed into peace, just peace and love. And in everyday life, it's not too easy sometimes, and it's needed to have some tools for everyday life to get reminded. And another, many people from every age, women, men, come to me, but mostly women. And on Hawaii, you say kupuna for elder people. Kupuna is it's an honor to share time with a kupuna because they share their wisdom. So you look, give them a drink, give something food, give a seat, look that they feel well. And so it's another view onto this issue than maybe in West Germany or in Germany or West Europe. And so you really take care of them. And that's not an age. It's a state of being when you are a kupuna. You can get 85 and you react like a child. You will never be a kupuna. But so you can say maybe in the middle of 50, it starts slowly, then you would be a young kupuna, that age we are now. And so it can be a process, yeah? And it's it's a time after menopause. And to this issue, I would say a little bit more, but now I come to the others, to another point that's you already mentioned, Mary Magdalene, yeah, Maria Migdal. And we just can talk about her when we include also Yeshua, Jesus. And these are the feminine, masculine aspects they gave us for everyday life. And so if you want to feel or invite Mary Magdalene into your field as a guide, then she is a good guide in all cycles of life, initiation times, getting a woman, being in abundance, being a mother, being a sister, brother not, but a sister, a daughter, but also a spiritual teacher, and also time after menopause, getting a wise elder person. So she includes it all. And she stayed until the end when Jesus had his resurrection time, and she stayed with him. So she's a good guide for all time of passings, transformation. So this I also wanted to mention. And these are the things what I'm working with every day. So, and also as you both working with women to get aware of what our body holds and that the body is important, especially in the time of digital possibilities, being quick, faster, quicker, and also get aware of our multiple abilities we carry. it's always still about forgiveness and the body and the feeling that we have to feel to release.
Mhm. Wow, so much wisdom there already, love. Thank you. So, yeah, I wanted to pick up on what you were saying about this feeling and the body and Mary Magdalene and initiation, because the reason why we started this podcast was because, you know, what we're seeing is the spiritual business around that's happening, you know, spirituality becoming a business. And I can feel in your words, you know, the rooted groundedness of the ancient wisdom of the traditions of Hawaii, and like that, what everything that you just said about, you know, being an elder and like, you know, that sitting with an elder being a, you know, a privilege to, and them to be taken care of. And, you know, all of these things are leading into the reason why I started this podcast, because, you know, as spirituality becomes big business, I feel like the young people, the younger generation who are waking up and wanting to start their spiritual journey are having much more to navigate in terms of finding those truthful threads that can carry them on through on their navigation, and of how to find a teacher, how to find a tradition, like how to get some schooling, because we are all amazing, and as we evolve, the younger generation are profoundly wise, but I still feel there's a need for us to speak to ways of them really connecting with how they find their truthful teacher or way. And what you just said about the body, feeling the body, and you know, how what would you speak to around what you found in yourself and your own journey and what you've been taught as a way to find that thread that's going to help you to navigate through the spiritual business and find that truthful thread for yourself, so you don't get lost in the initiations, really, because we're all in initiation, aren't we? So what's, you know, even speaking about it from your path of how you found your way to your spiritual tradition that you are now embodying.
Yes, important aspect.
Oh,
At the beginning, when I started my spiritual journey, I was also thinking about, oh, I need so many trainings, yeah, and but I didn't. I never did. I did some trainings, but in a very direct way, I was guided to Hawaii because I myself received a Ho'oponopono Lomi Lomi for 4 hours. I never have I never received something like that, and my body cells were really circulating and at work. And afterwards, my life changed totally within me and outside, and did new decisions. What I learned is from Mary Magdalene, from Hawaii, from everyday life, that we don't have to reach nothing. We don't have to search for nothing. We all carry within us. Of course, we need a goal. Yeah, we need goal for going something, because if not, we would just hang around. But we need a goal, what we want to reach. This is not what I'm talking about. But there's nothing for we have to run after to find in another person, or I need this online congress. I don't say. I also visiting online congress, and sometimes one angel says one word, and this is it. Yes, of course we have to. We can receive help from others, but we don't have to run for that. And so, what we carry within us, and maybe when we have at the end, we would have a little bit time, just a few minutes. I would do an exercise that would make it, bring it into a feeling that, as you know, as many already know or feel, is that we everything carry within us. Our center is our womb. And in our womb, it's the area below the navel, and also the navel. The Hawaiians call it piko. And piko is also a hotspot, I call them hotspot, something like a Stargate on Earth, something on maybe a holy mountain, yeah, a volcano, or it can be a certain lake, and or the Glastonbury Tor or something else, yeah. And so this pico, this gate, goes out to universe because we are connected via the navel to all whatever have happened in multiverse. And so we carry about 70% water within us. In the water, everything is charged. Whatever happened, all words, all information, all wisdom we carry within us. And we just have to remember, to remind. No, we have to remember that. And so we can take any help to remember again, but we don't need nothing from outside or running for. And this is sometimes good to know in everyday life, take some stress away. And our joy, I call it always the navigator or the navigator app. If we have, we feel joy when we do something. This is our guide. And if it doesn't feel like joy, sometimes we have to do something for financial bureau that doesn't feel like joy, maybe, but we have to do it. But if you don't know which way I want to go now, which path I want to follow, is it this way or that way? Just feel, does it feel like joy? And it is not a path, something there outside. So it's, when I feel it feels good, then it's a divine choice. Because we are the divines. Yeshua and Mariam Migdal only showed us you yourself. Don't follow me. Follow yourself, because you are the ones who maybe make bigger wonders than me. So, like brothers and sisters, tangible, and it's about the feeling. We need to feel. Then maybe there is fear or anger or also a positive feeling. But maybe we go with fear and we just restless and we can't sit and we are not grounded, and so you just want to run away. Then it's important to sit down and breathe. And maybe it takes just 5 minutes and acknowledge the feeling you have, and then it can transmute. And it's about when we need, maybe we can't do a decision. That's okay, except I can't do a decision right now. Slow down. Just slow down, take time, go in nature, listen, take care of the land. That's what you in Avalon also very know. And go to the water, watch the animals, come back to
Absolutely.
yourself.
Yeah, so it's this accessing of the true self, isn't it? That this accessing of the true self through, what tools would you give? I know that you work with forgiveness, and something that I saw that you aloha, this word, and this, if you could speak a little bit to that, how in the traditions that you've become embodying now, is this way of clearing out and letting go of the old paradigm within ourselves, so as we have been brought up, like you said, we're brought up in the West, aren't we? We're not brought up in these cultures. So how can we speak to those of us and the younger generation that are waking up in this culture to release or to let go or surrender these old ways inside of ourselves, and maybe to get both of you to speak to how journeying with Mary Magdalene can help us to let go of the old paradigm inside of ourselves so that we can be fully in our true self now. Maybe both of you could speak to that for everyone listening. Petra. Yeah.
Hannah, you want to go first?
Well, I think it's a continuous evolution to find her within ourselves. So it's the awakened heart for me. So again, in the West, it's the only way to her really is still through grief. I feel it's through the path of allowing grief to be in our community as the other side of love, and that there's this beautiful dance. And it's like changing the density of the grief, because our grief in the West has been connected to death phobia. For me, I spoke about this recently in the Sacred Death Center. And as we evolve more into being understanding as older women that grief is just a part of the dance of love, that that density of grief is shifting. And I feel like that anyway. And I feel like it's part of Mary Magdalene's story, is why she's coming more into the fore, and how we can hold it as women is to allow grief to be so sacred that it takes you to her love, because that's the pathway through the broken culture, isn't it? Because of the separation, and that we can hold that depth of being able to be present with suffering by embodying eternal love, because we know that pathway out of the density into more understanding of love. And I think it's shifting quite dramatically at the moment, this denser form of grief. So it's like speaking to that. It's not running from it. It's allowing the young people to feel it, and then to see that it's just part of being a human being, especially a woman, to surrender the heart, isn't it, into that place of letting go, which brings up grief. But once you've let go and you're held within that as a young person, you see that more love comes in. And I think that's why Mary Magdalene is an important pathway, because her vessel of love speaks to all of the women, and including the young girls, about how they feel about even leaving their childhood behind, how they feel when they fall in love, how they feel when their hearts are broken, how they feel when they have a sexual encounter that didn't honor them and has felt, like a desecration in some way. That the grief of that takes them to more understanding of their awakened love within themselves, because it's real. It's a real feeling to be on that edge of what awakened love is, and that grief is taking us there. So yeah, for me, her being able to be at the foot of the cross in that dark night of the soul and still hold that vibration of love is medicine for this age, because that dark night of the soul is in our faces for us all, and for the youth. And they need to see us in the radiant awakened love after we have, shed the old, don't they? Does that answer the question?
Yes.
What the question was then?
Much more. So I would add a really important message, and so much to say. Where can I start? So it's about what I would love to bring in is no. First question was about the forgiveness. How can we do this? Maybe also in everyday life, yeah. And there is no guarantee or concrete plan, because you don't do it with mind. How often we say, yeah, I did forgive you already. Yeah, okay. And what's the truth? What do you feel? And if you did not forgive, so what? Then you need some time. It's allowed to be. So we have to allow ourselves, our feelings. That's the first point. To be really truthfulness and to be honest and authentic. And you can say, well, I didn't manage it yet. I'm still angry with you, or I'm still feeling hurt with you. Give me some time. Yeah, you can talk about that. And because what we knew as a child, maybe in your culture or in Great Britain is a little bit different. Don't cry, don't be too sad, don't be, emotion was cut. Yeah. And so we need to learn to play with that. And then it's easier, then the energy is free running. And then it's easy to let it go. It's much easier. Then, if you want to process more, to learn yourself better in this way of Ho'oponopono, then it would be a good training to have Ho'oponopono course with the Hawaiian Kahuna family I got training from. And I offer also Ho'opono sessions, one-to-one sessions. And that's a practical process. You go really step by step by step, and it's about learn yourself better. Learn more about your own feelings. And this would be a good idea. And sometimes it needs time. And for forgiveness is also a part of we are powerful beings. We have free choice. We are not victims of our feelings. We choose how we want to feel and how we want to react to other people, and or not better react but act. And so when you are in a situation and you think it would have been better, so always look for the silver lining. What would be the lesson I get in this situation? Maybe you don't get a job, another person gets the job, and you think, wow, shoot, I would love to have this job. And so what could be the outcome? Maybe something's better waiting for you. So maybe it was never meant to be. Maybe it's time. Maybe you are not ready. Maybe so there's always a solution within you. We carry, that's what you mentioned already, we carry always the solution within us because it's about the point of view. And when we see, oh, wow, how long I want to go into these low energies of being angry, I want to proceed in my life and just choose another feeling or another view. And that's every day, morning, maybe it would help before you get up. I choose gratitude. Yeah, and it's about the feeling I'm grateful. I've got a home. Yes, of course, we heard these sentences thousands of times, but do we do that? I am grateful I've got some cats. I'm grateful because I have a job. I'm grateful my parents are still alive. Maybe we are fighting, but there's someone I can fight with, because if they would not be alive anymore, I'm getting sad because, oh, fighting with them was maybe better than no one is there anymore. It's just a point of view, just to bring it in a little bit humor. And so we are in an age right now. So the most friends, family I have, the older generation has gone. So that means our fathers, mothers passed, and they went back into the light. And my mom fulfilled her life last November. And now it's about stepping up. Now we are the generation. And the question is, what elder you want to be? What you want to leave here on earth when you leave this lifetime. So maybe seed many spots of light into earth, so that many people afterwards say, wow, that was a beautiful person. She always did this, or he always listened. And so that could be a good goal, to a vision to have. And being proud. Of course, we often said, I don't want to be as my parents. They gave us so much dense energy, all of the collective and from the world wars. And Yes, that has to be raised, but we can also be proud of our parents. They brought us into this lifetime we chose in this special time. And I had in the last weeks much possibility to look onto the life of my parents and how many beautiful things they did. So all our ancestors are also light bringers in their way. And some of our ancestors, not all, but you can feel, mostly you are aware of, you feel who stays with you. Often it's a father or mother, maybe it's a grandma or a special auntie, yeah. And to connect with them, to listen, to have a talk as they would be here in your room, invite them to have a seat, giving a tea. Come on, we talk now and talk with, that's what I'm doing. I talk really loud out. And this can be also a help. So
Absolutely.
if there are maybe difficult days of where is my direction? It's all about come back to myself in my center. That's always the same answer.
Absolutely. Thank you, love. So I want to make sure that I get this question in. And then I'm going to let Hannah ask you a question, but I want to say, like, what do you feel is happening right now on the earth? You know, the prophecies of this time, you know, what from your perspective and your experiences is happening right now on the earth? Because there's intense things going on. There's lots of different ways of seeing what's happening. And for the future generations, for the younger generations that are listening, you know, as we are, as you just said, we're the ones that are becoming the elders. We can speak to how they can navigate what's happening right now on the earth and what is happening. What do you feel is coming?
Go ahead.
Are you talking to us or just Petra?
Just Petra for now. I'm going to let Hannah ask you a
Okay.
question.
Okay, I just
Sorry.
always love to listen to Hannah too.
Yeah.
In my view, I would keep it simple. You can see every aspect will be right. And you can see so much information in internet, all the congresses, also many light workers, and every woman, man works with another aspect. So that's all important because everyone needs another tool. And I would bring it into the words that what's happening now is this what all cultures did say had as a vision. That's what Mary Magdalene and Jesus gave us 2,000 years ago, to embody the love and choose the love every day. That's it. And of course, that's not too easy because then we would be on another on another level here. But so it's a huge cosmic plan, and also the lifetimes of Moses, of Lemuria, of Atlantis, of Yeshua, Mary Magdalene. They're reincarnated several times, and it's all about the consciousness. It's not about holding these incarnation, but it's about the consciousness. And we can call it Christ consciousness, we can call it aloha, we can call it unconditional love. It's about, there were experiments, so we fell down into third dimension, and now we step up step by step. And we don't know what that means in total because we just started. But now we start to be able and aware of what Yeshua or the master soul, we can call him, and Magdalene too, because they both needed each other to manifest something on earth, like fish, bread, in a physical way. You always need the masculine and the feminine aspect. If not, you need the spirit and you need Mother Earth to bring something onto Mother Earth. And So they needed each other to do this job, but it's like a master souls, and but we coming all from the same source. We can choose this way too. It's the same. This is what's happening now, and these are my words. Something in another culture would maybe bring in similar wisdom in other words.
Absolutely. Yeah, really.
And do sorry, just one word. Do it on same level. Yeah, with same height, feminine, masculine, and everyone same level. Do it as sisters and brothers.
This is what I'm feeling. This is the real wisdom of, like, how we move through is with this awareness of the divine masculine, the divine feminine, within and without. So, Hannah, did you want to ask Petra a question to bring her into this? What we keep trying to give to the future generations.
I just really loved what you said about the forgiveness, because going back to Mary Magdalene and why we are all feeling that now, and feeling my own father when you said about your mother who left a month before your mother, our father left. And it was a difficult time growing up with him. He was mentally ill at times. He was very traumatized, not just coming from a war generation, but his parents were traumatized. He was traumatized. A very difficult family line. And I think what Mary Magdalene is about is spiritual forgiveness, and how that's even different so there's our own forgiveness, which liberates us, but it's for spiritual forgiveness, which for me feels like for God. And how we relate that to young people is probably going to be what my question is, because as I move into that more with my father going across the veils, I feel like the spiritual forgiveness that I have for him is evolving our consciousness. So he's more awake in the afterlife for me and is giving back the love, because I can get there. I've got goosebumps now, and there's a big crow outside my window. I know my dad's around. Actually, today is 5 months since he left his body, today on the super full moon. So yeah, my feeling, beautiful Petra, we're so connected, is that let's speak to the spiritual forgiveness, because that is where we're going collectively, and that's what the young people do need to let us show. Like, we can't be frightened of it anymore, because it's for eternal love. My father couldn't connect with me unless I'd forgiven it on a level that I know I'm aware of, but even still I don't have the words for. So maybe you can speak to what you feel spiritual forgiveness is, because I know you've been with the Essenes, with Lars Mull and all of that knowledge. It's like there is something there in the text and the Gospels, isn't there?
Yeah, thank you, Hannah.
Yes, so many aspects. First, maybe for everyday life, yeah, for young people, maybe allow yourself to start a little bit earlier than our generation, maybe, because you make yourself life much easier. And forgiveness would be, first we have to learn to forgive ourselves. First, always start with ourselves, then we can do it with someone else. Yeah, don't try to put something in the outwards. You have to have the first reference feeling is, oh, now it's getting easier. This feeling when you this is something like forgiveness, and to just let it be, that everything is allowed, that we are allowed to be as we are. We are meant to be like that, and we all can try and learn. Yeah, being patient with ourselves and others, and when we learn more about ourselves, so no soul would run on this globe to hurt someone. Why should we do that? But sometimes we do. And this we do because we carry a hurt. Yeah? And then we react something in a way we don't want to. And so when we understand, oh, this is coming from childhood and it's still hurting. Yeah, maybe my parents always never had time for me. They were hard. They had no feelings. I don't know what. And so there was no smoothness. Yeah, our generation, they grew up in the World War. There was no smoothness. There was much, was really hard life. Yeah, and when I understand, I'm jealous because of that, because I'm anxious that I would lose something, I would lose someone. Because of that, I've got the feeling of being jealous. Okay, I understand. Then I can forgive someone else who act in the same way because I know he or she acts from a place of hurt. Do you know that? Yes, I know that too. I did it several times. Okay, I can smile about it maybe and leave him, her as she is. And that would be a practical way to switch perspective. It's about the perspective. Yeah, this is for me the spiritual forgiveness. It's about every day choosing. Yeah, and also what you said was about what in my view or what we all know is that in our culture, I say our culture, maybe in Western Europe, I mean then, there's so much fear of death, fear of passing, because what we learned is after death, everything is finished. Yeah, but still the soul is still there. But I don't have any vision. Some call it near-death experiences. You see the light. So step by step, the awareness and the consciousness comes back. But when we know that we choose this lifetime and the soul and our spirit stays alive, of course, and afterwards we go back into the light and we choose maybe another life. And our ancestors and the angels, our spiritual guides, still are always with us. They're not in a physical way, but we feel them even better after they have gone because they are always there when we call them in. And we can understand them better. It's a good news. And we can open up to invite them. And so what I was feeling in the last months was open up to my mother, feeling her, feeling the grief, but don't insist on the grief. That's something else. So we have to feel, but don't swim in this pool of heaviness. Yeah, because then you have to come out again. And so it was the decision to live in this family house or stay at my home on a totally other place. And I'm already here for 8 years. And it has a reason why I was guided to island of Reichenau in the Lake of Constance. It has a reason why I'm here. It's really high swinging energy here. And so it was good to feel, no, I won't go back in the family house. This is not my life anymore. This is the life of my ancestors. And I don't live the life of my mom, of my father. And this is also let go and being in great gratitude, but also forgiveness that the cycles of life, every cycle of life, it's worth it to feel being a child, being a young woman, getting the moon, getting pregnant or not, having children or not, getting prospering woman, doing decisions, feeling the borders, building up healthy borders because you know yourself even better and better, and getting a wise woman, getting an elder, and all the cycles are worth it to feel. And when you say I'm anxious about the death, then that's the same, the fear for life. And this what we already talked about. When you feel fear of death, you feel fear of life. You are not really in your that was your words, a holy river, being in your vitality. So that's maybe a vision for younger women or also men to acknowledge each age as it is meant to be and make the best out of it and just play with it.
Yeah, I love this. I love this conversation about forgiveness. And I feel like, you know, so when I'm doing the work with part of my work involves the Temple of the Heart. And in the Temple of the Heart, we bring in all our past selves and we bring in forgiveness to those parts of us that have forgotten that they are loved, and just forgive it all. Forgive what we think's been done, what we've done, what what life has done, and just forgive it all and just let it all be transformed into the light of our soul again. And I feel like that's what happens when we die. That's what the life review is. That's what they call judgment day or whatever. After we die, we actually do have that um moment where we can forgive it all, because we can see it all as part of the rich tapestry of our lives. And that compassion that comes from forgiving ourselves, seeing ourselves through the eyes of compassion. So, this is what I feel in your work. And as I'm talking to you, I feel like, I'm like being blasted by the paintings behind you as well. Your beautiful artwork behind you.
So yes, this is another tool or channel I use. I receive messages and they want to be painted. And so that's just a few pictures you see. You see here is Mary Magdalene. This is, if you like, this is what you would call an elder woman, and she's also Eve in paradise. And you can see also a star sister in her. And she has got I don't know, the pomegranate, the granate, a certain apple. And it's Eve in paradise, but we never left paradise.
Mm.
We were told we would have left paradise, but we never did. It's our choice if we want to be in paradise, yeah. And so it's all Hawaiians say also other people's voices. Other people's voices can be a good guide, but can be also the chat about centuries. And now is the time to let it go, yeah. And then you see the Tree of Life, and this bases on a Gospel of Mary Magdalene. And this is what you mentioned, Hannah. The forgiveness or work with the body and the feeling is also working what we call chakras, or I always call them portals in our body, to cleanse them, to feel what is there, to cleanse them. You can do it always for a few minutes every day, to imagine there is light, to cleanse it, to connect the energy portals with each other. And you see the fruits of life, and you see also what you can't see is there are Aramaic words on the fruits of life, and that means you just can feel, you just can be compassion. This is the word I missed, compassion. Yes, you just can be compassion. No, you can just forgive. You just can forgive when you feel compassion. And you just can be the grace when you see the beauty in everything, in every situation, and even if it's difficult. So these are the fruits of life, and these are named in the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. And she's talking about the tree of life, known in many cultures, tree of life, yeah, also Jewish and other cultures. And so the deeper you ground, the higher you can grow. That means We need to be grounded in Mother Earth because we are on Mother Earth. We are Mother Earth, and we can connect with our higher self, with the spirit. And it's both important. We need them both, and we need the feminine as we need the masculine. And what we learned is we were cut into halves. The root chakra, the sexual chakra, maybe also the solar plexus, that's the body, that's the sexuality, that's dirty. But what was hyped was always pray to God, yeah, and had the crown chakra. And so we need them both, and they center in our heart and connected with our womb. So this is the work we can do to center ourselves and to feel the compassion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I feel that this is the importance of what I can see as spirituality becomes big business, is the lack of time that people are taking to really be in that rootedness and that groundedness of being human with the earth, with Mother Earth, and all our relations, and how we can't have one without the other. The reciprocity between heaven and earth sits within us, in our hearts, and that to me is the safety of awakening, isn't it? It's being fully with Mother Earth. And so, yeah, we're always ready up to an hour, and I've just got so many things we could talk about. But yeah, I'm aware of the time. So I want to hand over the last words to you, Petra. I want you to feel anything else that you feel you want to say. And then I know that you've got a closing prayer that you want to say. But before you say the last words, I just want to offer Hannah anything else that you want to say before we hand it over to Petra to speak anything that she feels she wants to add.
Just really grateful for this conversation and how, yeah, we need these sort of indigenous voices of the elders, but I'm really loving that we're bringing in, more of the sort of tradition that is working with more obvious love. Not saying that the indigenous traditions, I know the Andean shamanism calls it Munai, but the reason why Mary Magdalene is so attractive is because of the embodiment within a woman, isn't it, that can bring in the masculine and heaven and earth within. So I'm just really grateful that we can speak to the young people from this place now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Indeed, not like from the dogma of the Bible that has put so many people off, but yeah, from a grounded place of the realism of being awakened love in a human form, and all that comes with that. Yeah, there's so much. But yeah, very grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was feeling as well. That's why I wanted to invite you both on. So yeah, Petra, is there anything else you feel like you want to say to anyone that might be listening?
Mm-hmm. Yes, first I want to say thank you. It's always beautiful to see you both, and it's a really sacred space what we're holding for me, yeah. And it's a really important topic we're talking about, and to make it better to feel it just for 2-3 minutes, to show the young generation, yeah, lack of time you mentioned. You can do so much in 2 minutes, and maybe we do it now. And maybe you allow yourself to close your eyes and breathe in. Give yourself with a deep breath through your nose and out of your mouth. And feel how your feet are grounding into Mother Earth, into a crystalline field, into crystalline grid of Mother Earth. Maybe you imagine a huge crystal underneath your feet and you ground it into. And you feel your root grounding in Mother Earth. And everything what's in your root area is also subconsciousness. When you want to gift yourself, maybe after the podcast or in everyday life, with a few minutes, imagine under your root, there is a flame, a fire. There is a flame of cleansing, of forgiveness. And you can give it up to the fire of all dense or low energies. And it's clearing away everything that doesn't serve you anymore. And you feel grounded even more and deeper. As a tree of life, the roots are growing deeper and deeper. And maybe you want to now imagine it can be a golden ankh, it can be a white rose above your crown, it can be a white dove, and align to your higher self, to the divine. So we are in between Mother Earth, the feminine aspect, and our Father, the Spirit, our higher self, as a beam of light. And in between there is our heart and our womb. And even if there are no physical wombs or ovaries anymore, you've got it in an energetical way. And maybe you want to put your left hand on your heart area and your right hand on your womb. And allow your mind fall into your heart. And allow your heartbeat fall down into your womb, into your holy grail. Maybe you feel the heart beat under your navel. The left side of your womb is your feminine aspect, the intuition, the feeling, and the right side is the male aspect, the structure and the fire. Left side is water, right side is fire. And you can ask your womb, what do I need? What do you need? How do I feel? Bring a question if you have, and listen to the answer. It can be a picture, can be a thought, a vision, a feeling. And now feel, allow yourself that the womb and the heart are connected like in a circle. So the energy goes up, circulating up to the heart and down to the womb. In a circle, up to the heart, down to the womb. Several times. Just circulating. In the short version for everyday life, just breathing and holding these two areas with your hands. Just a minute to come down again, to get an overview again. And when you feel silent again, then do action, then do decision. Because it's grounded and has the vision within too. And when you feel safe, just come back again. We can be grateful that we have our bodies. These are the portals to Mother Earth, to all the wisdom, to our divine. So take care of our bodies. Acknowledge our borders. And feeling joy, what we can do for our bodies. And I would close with a Hawaiian prayer. First, I would say it in Hawaiian language, and then I will translate. It's a prayer of gratitude, because gratitude is a high energy of love. Aloha, inakupuna o keia aina. Mahalo no ke ia la. Mahalo no ke ia wahi. Mahalo no na mea apau. Amama ua noa ua lele vale. We give thanks to the ancestors of this land. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this place. Thank you for all that is given to us. The words, the prayer is spoken. They are free. Amama ua noa ua lele vale.
Thank you, love. So just for anyone that feels they want to learn more and to receive more of this incredible wisdom, her links and her bio will be below this video. And maybe Petra, you could just let everyone know where they can find you, the link to your website.
Sorry again, I missed the
Could you
words.
just let anyone know where they can find you and also your podcast?
Yes, I've got an own website, and where we met in the space of Mary Magdalene. That's a non-profit association initiated by Maria Magdalena Winkels in Stuttgart. It's an older woman, about one of the elders, 81 now. And so there you would find also on YouTube, they're listed on YouTube, many podcasts. And also the podcast we had together, also last Mool, if you would be interested in. And also Facebook, of course. And if you want to find me or meet me one day in a physical way, that's in the south of Germany on an island that's called Reichenau. And this July, we would meet each other for a conference. First for a Hawaiian conference, afterwards for a conference, what I initiate, that's called The Essence.
Amazing. Thank you. And thank you for your beautiful meditation and prayer at the end. And yeah, just thank you to both of you for joining me. Obviously, Hannah and I run the Sun Heart Temple School. So if anyone needs any more, then you can find all of us through those links that I'll put below. Thank you for listening and thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching the Voices of the Elders Mending the Soul of the Village podcast. Please support our channel by subscribing and sharing so we can propel this beautiful spiritual platform into the world for our future generations to hear the wisdom of the elders. Thank you for watching the Voices of the Elders Mending the Soul of the Village podcast. Please support our channel by subscribing and sharing so we can propel this beautiful spiritual platform into the world for our future generations to hear the wisdom of the elders.